Hi, Patrick. Thank you for having us here today.
Good morning, Sibani. It's good to see you again after so long. I think the last we met was 2019, right?
Yeah, that's quite a long time with a big gap in between.
Yeah, it's because of this COVID lockdown, travel has been very difficult. And,
Right.
we are glad that today we are able to easily travel in and out of India. So I'm glad to be here today too.
Yeah, we were actually, wondering whether we should do this indoors. Generally, we like to shoot outdoors with a bit of greenery and, natural light. But we said, let's see what comes out here. We're trying to reframe things here. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing about reframing, right? Sometimes you see, I personally like photography as a hobby. Since I was a child, I picked up my father's camera, then I was amazed, how the moments has been recaptured. And in photography, we have something called reframe, because a lot of times, especially the modern cameras, they have this multi-focus point.
Right.
That is the computer itself is going to do the job for you. But I don't like it. I always normally turn it off and put it in the center focusing spot. So when I do that, a lot of times when I have to take a frame, I have to reframe it.
Right.
So I think sometimes when you reframe, you tend to see something in the picture as well. So I think that's the whole point of having a reframe that we are doing today.
Right. So this is like the new perspective that comes up, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's very similar to what is happening in the, workplace today. I think management has typically been looking at, employer policies. But today, a lot of things have become employee centric. Have you seen that happen also?
Yeah, actually, if you talk about the employee centric, I think they started back in 10 years ago when the high adjustable systems of workplace, the desk, has been started in trend. That was a very small part of it, but today, ever since COVID have happened, it's just become a catalyst that has bring forward this whole thing in a very fast pace. It used to be 80% of the workplace is utilized for workstations and workstation, and 20% will be like meeting area or breakout area. But today we are looking at 40 to 60% of these being taken over by these new activity-based workplace. People like to have places that they can collaborate. Places are designed like their habitat at home, right? To have that more homely feeling. And not only that, the employer tends to give more to whatever just a workplace to them. They also bring in other elements, such as maybe their well-being, comfort, connectivities in terms of like the equipments. All these things are being put into the design of workplace nowadays.
Yeah, so basically what we're talking of, it's no longer that only the external customers matter. I think the internal customers, the employees, are actually in the forefront today.
Yeah. I mean, I for the last, I think 1 year, I've been hearing news about employer try to bring their employees back into the workplace, and they have thought of all kind of like methods and strategies.
Right.
But until today, I think this is still the hot topic in every of the leadership meeting. What to do with the workplace design or the planning or strategies going forward, because there are a lot of companies still having a challenge of bringing employee back to workplace.
So have you seen a shift in the kind of brief that you all receive as a furniture design organization?
Oh yes, definitely. Like I have already mentioned it before, maybe 10 years ago, we are looking at about 80% of workplace, which is very workstation centric. Every individual have its own seat. But today we are looking at maybe 50% or even more are being transformed into a different type of workplace, which agile seatings, and then a breakout area, collaborative area. It has been given places like what we are sitting in this setting right now, that you can have an area of such discussions, and next to us it's a work pod or cube that have acoustic features to cut down the noise disturbance, to demarcate the zone for activities.
Right. So I think activity-based working has become such a strong point in the workplace today.
Yes. I think the brief nowadays mostly are these. You can see a very drastic reductions of workstations.
So basically, even that is being reframed, like what we're talking about, right?
Definitely. I also strongly believe this is here to stay, because 2 years back we were thinking that this is only going to be a passing trend.
Right.
However, you can see that the directions that is going forward, once it is already there, I think it's only get to evolve over time. Sure. Right? If we try to look back in the years that we have been in the workplace design, and we are a furniture design manufacturer, so we can see that the evolutions of the workplace has been taken place over the years.
Right.
We are not going to go back to what we have been doing, like those cubicle partition systems that was there, unless we are all going back to a tower CPU and a cathode ray tube monitors, which is very unlikely, because the devices and equipment have shrinked so much in size, and it's so portable and mobile that it doesn't restrict us in one place anymore. There's only more and more element of our daily life is going to be infused into the workplace design.
So, since you were talking about photography, what is your favorite subject? I would love to see some of your photographs, actually.
Well, it used to be a lot of street photography. I like to walk around in the early morning to capture some daily life activities on the road. Ever since that, as we get matured and get more responsibility and commitment, this has become very difficult. And nowadays, I'm mostly on families.
Okay. Someone in particular?
My daughter, for example, she's growing up. So she's been the main subject, or rather my muse.
Okay. And you actually do non-digital photography, I hear.
Well, yeah. Nowadays the camera phone has become so advanced, right?
Yeah.
So there's no point of carrying a very huge digital SLR unless I am a professional photographer on an assignment. So I tend to go back to film photography because I enjoy the process of taking a photo, developing it, and the surprises it gives you.
Sure. Oh, beautiful.